Hello, storytellers. Welcome back to Storytelling Tarot. This is Jeida K Story, and I'm so grateful to have you back with me for another pick a card. Today, we are looking at love notes from your inner teen, and I'm so excited because I have been spending some time with my own inner teenager, doing some things that she would have liked to do. I've been listening to some music that younger me was not allowed to listen to. It's just really been fun and healing. And so, because I've been going on this time traveling journey with my inner teen and allowing her to speak and really share her thoughts, I thought that this would be a really cool reading to share with the collective. So I'm really excited to do this reading today. I want to thank everybody who is here for the first time. Thank you so much for clicking this video. I hope that you enjoy the reading. And if you have been a storyteller for a while, thank you so much for coming back. It means so much to me. The best way that you can support this channel is by clicking that thumbs up button to just say, hey, I like what Jada's doing over here, and I think more people should see it. So let me just click this like button. It means so much to me. And if you are interested in booking a one-on-one reading with me, all of that information is located in the description box below. I would love the opportunity to serve as a gentle guide for you. So if this message resonates with you and touches you deeply, then and you want to explore more, then definitely consider booking me for a reading. So as always, we have chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. You can choose any pile that is calling to you, or if there's more than one pile that's calling to you, feel free to watch any of these. I am really excited to get into this, and without further ado, let's get into chapter 1. What's up, chapter 1? Welcome to your love notes from your inner teen. I'm really excited to get into this with you. Let's see what the love note that they have for you to start with is. Then we're going to look into what they admire about you, your inner teen, what they admire about you. And then we're going to look at some further love notes to just see like what they want you to know in this very moment. Then we'll look at what they want you to learn from them, something that you should remember from them. And then we will close with a parting message from your inner teen. So if that sounds good to you, let's get started. All right. Who? So your inner teen, the first messages are forgive, and the energy is gaining momentum. Forgive, for the energy is gaining momentum. Oh, it just feels like for this particular group, this chapter, your inner teen is asking you to release some shame. The full moon is the perfect time to release a lot of baggage, a lot of extra weight that's been weighing on your heart, on your soul, on your mind. And so your inner teen is saying that they see that your life is taking off. You are at a place where you are about to, where beautiful things are blooming and blossoming in your world. And so they're just saying before you take that next step, there is something that you need to release. Forgive yourself. Give yourself compassionate grace as you move forward. Because forgiveness for me feels like shedding. It's like dropping something that you've been carrying for so long. And so I always say that the best forgiveness work starts with the self. And so if there was anything that you struggled with, or any situations that happened in your teen years, your inner teen is really asking for you to forgive yourself, and also not to blame yourself for things that you could not control. You were just a baby. You were just a young one. And sometimes the ghosts of our past will try to follow us into new phases. And so I feel like the forgiveness portion will begin to unlock this door that you are standing in front of. And once you do that work of releasing that shame and grabbing onto the compassionate grace that you are worthy of, this is going to aid you as you move forward in your life. That's beautiful. All right, so let's see. I'm going to pull some cards here. Let's see what your inner teen admires about you. want to pull 2 cards for what they admire about you. Let's see. Put these cards here. Okay. And, this one. Okay. This is for what they admire about you. And then I want to pull some cards for what their love note is for you. Oh, that one. I'm going to do 3 for your love note. This one. Show me one more. A love note for my chapter 1s from their inner. Oh, yeah, that definitely was like, see me, hear me. Do we want one more? Yeah. Why not? Let's do 4. Very good. Okay, so this is what your inner teen admires about you. Ooh. Wow. You have the 5 of Pentacles and the 4 of Cups. Your inner teen admires how you have survived impossible situations. They admire how, I feel myself getting a little choked up actually. Chapter 1, it feels like you have been dealt. You have been dealt some difficult situations. It feels like you may have felt like the cards have been stacked against you. And your inner teen is saying, they admire how you have weathered impossible storms, unsatisfactory conditions, none of which were your fault. And they're saying that what's beautiful about you is that even in the midst of all of what was going on in your life, with the 4 of Cups here, this person is in a meditative state. They're in a place of like, I just need something else. I just need something more. And so it feels like even in the midst of difficulty, you didn't give up. Even when you wanted to, especially when you wanted to. It feels like you still had like a tinge of hope, and the divine offered you a way out. Oh, but it does feel like you have dealt with so many hardships. You have been abandoned. You have been neglected. You have been forgotten in many cases. And you survived to tell the story. And you still have full cups. And your inner teen is so proud of you for continuing on. What's beautiful too is like, you can see how in this scenario we have them moving through winter, and here we have spring and summer. And so you have transitioned through many phases, many seasons, and you're still here. And they admire your tenacity. That's beautiful. Wow. And so it makes sense that they're saying that they want you to forgive, because it's very easy to be in the season of 5 of Pentacles and feel like I did something to cause this. I have all this, bad luck, and these things are happening because I did something wrong. I made them leave me. I mismanaged my money. It's all on me. And they're saying, let go of some of that weight, because things are changing. Things are changing. Goodness is flowing in. And so as you release the shame, your inner teen is saying you make room for what else is to come. You've done it before, and they're saying now you're about to step into a new phase, and so it's time to do it again. So let's see what love notes they have for you. We have the High Priestess, the 2 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness, chapter 1. What did I just say about you about to move into a new phase? Oh my goodness. Like, see if I can move this up just a little bit. It's the way that your inner teen is saying, like, hold on. Because the places that felt so imbalanced, like, you're coming into balance. You're coming into a place of stability. That too, like the High Priestess speaks to your ability to tap into spirit, your ability to have like this hope and this faith, your ability to see beyond the veil. And so the high priestess is here as a love note from your inner teen to say, like, don't go by what's just in front of you. Don't go by just what is visible in the natural, but see what's possible spiritually. Because with the Two of Pentacles, you've been balancing, playing this balancing act of trying to keep things afloat. This does feel like it's dealing with your finances, chapter 1. But look how many pentacles are showing up in your spread. But they're saying they see you as someone who's generous. They see you as someone who gives. They see you as someone who has access to a wealth of knowledge. Know that your lived experiences, they mean something. They're worth something. And so now you're sitting in a place of kingship, where not only will your situation turn around, but you will actually be someone who helps others. One day, chapter 1, you will be the ones who will be like the divine, offering other folks hope, offering other folks another opportunity, offering other folks a full cup, a new perspective. It was the Five of Pentacles that was like an initiation for you to help you see yourself here. And so your inner teen, they are adoring the fact that you may have started here in a place of abandonment and misfortune, but look at where you're going. And a lot of people, they tend to stay here. They reach kingship and it's like, okay, well, I've made it. But look at you. They're saying that you're someone who keeps going. You continue to better yourself. You continue to grow. You continue to learn. You continue to take life's lessons and figure out, how can I go further? How can I go deeper? How can I now use the tools that I have in my hand to be a blessing to other people? And your inner teen is like applauding you. Because the Eight of Pentacles is about endurance. It's about doing the same thing over and over and over. There's a focus that you have. And so your inner teen is just loving this about you. And it's the High Priestess that's informing this focus. Because you could look around at all of your everything in your environment and just decide, oh, well, this is too difficult for me. This is reminding me of all of my triggers and my trauma. So I'm just going to continue to stay in this place of like balancing everything and trying to figure, how I can just keep myself afloat. But do you see how when you tap into the High Priestess and getting beyond the veil, what's hidden behind here is a whole new world of opportunities. And so when you do that, you lead yourself into this place of the King of Pentacles. And you don't stop there. You keep going. The Eight of Pentacles is that work. Not just out in the world, but also the work that you're doing on yourself. The wealth that you're trying to build. Wow, chapter 1. That's powerful. So let's see. Let's pull like one. Let's do like one card to see what your inner child wants you to learn or remember about them as you go on this journey. Woo. The lessons for you to remember from your inner teen. The Star and the Ten of Cups. Whatever has been broken can be healed. Whatever has been broken can be healed. Although you may have been a place of being forgotten, the Star is to remind you, actually, you're important. You're important. You're significant. And the Ten of Cups is here to say they want you to remember that your happiness is important, that connection with others is important, and you thrive when you are in good community with good people, especially those who affirm your bright light, who affirm your gifts, who affirm what it is that you're working on and how you bring value to that group. So your inner teen simply wants you to remember that you're a big deal, and that your happiness is important. Okay, so we're going to close with one final closing message from your inner team. Let's see what they have to say. What is the closing message for my chapter ones from their inner team? This one. Oh no, I said actually this one. Okay. Ooh, open road. Open road. And it's interesting because you see that it fell this way. And so sometimes I read reversals with this card, but I will say that since that card came out that way, I think this is pointing back to what your inner team was saying from the beginning. All of these things are happening in your life. The happiness, the restoration. They want you to focus on your healing. And so I think that you, especially with this looking like a key, I said before that the forgiveness was the key. And so as you deal with any blame or anything that happened in your 10 years that were particularly hard, as you deal with holding yourself with high regard and compassion, I believe that that is exactly what will be the thing that turns the tide for you so that your key will fit in the lock to open up the goodness that is so present. Beautiful cards, chapter one. And so that is what your inner team wants you to know. The roads are open for you. All you have to do is take the key and walk through the door. All right, my chapter ones. I hope that that was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching this reading, and we will see you next time. Hello, my chapter twos. Welcome to your love notes from your inner teen reading. I'm so excited to get into this. So we're going to start with your two oracle cards. We're going to look at the initial messages from your inner teen. Then we're going to dive a little deeper. I'm going to ask your inner teen what it is they admire about you. And then we're going to look at their general love notes, like what else they want you to know right now. And then we're going to look at some final messages, including what lessons or things they want you to remember about them, to gain from them. All right, so without further ado, let's get into your reading. Your messages are: look at the bigger picture and focus on the positive. Yeah, your inner teen is speaking to the way that you may hyper focus on the details. And sometimes it feels like you are, you can't see the trees for the forest. And so they're just wanting you to give yourself some more grace, to zoom out a little bit, because sometimes when we zoom in on the details, we see all of the intricacy. And so sometimes that can actually cause us to freeze or to become fearful because we're not sure about the very next step. We're not, and sometimes not being sure causes us not to do anything, to become inactive, to sit in despair, because what's happening right now is all that we can see. And so your inner child is saying, your inner teen specifically is saying, zoom out a little bit. What do you see when you come away from all of the very small details? What happens when you have an elevated view, when you can see things from a perspective that tells the whole story? Because I don't care what book it is. If you pick up a book and you only pay attention to the first sentence of every chapter, you're going to miss the beauty of the story unfolding. And so this is your inner teen saying, read the whole book. Consider the entire story rather than making a rash judgment about what's happening based off of the first line in every chapter. So maybe they are sensing that you may be feeling lost right now. And so they're wanting you to think of good things, to focus on your happy endings, to focus on resolutions that align with your best and highest good, rather than looking at the situation that you're in right now and feeling like there's no hope. They're wanting you to see it differently. Okay. So, with that in mind, let's look at messages. Put that there. Let's see first what they admire about you. I'm going to pull like 2 cards. Two cards for what they admire about you. All right. Let's go with that one and this one. I also want to look at the general love notes from your inner teen for chapter 2. Ooh, okay. That card was trying to hide from me. I'm going to pull like 4 cards. This one wants to come out, and then let's get one more. It was that one. All right. So let's see. What does your inner teen admire about you? All right. You have the 9 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. It seems to me that your inner teen admires that you persevere. You persevere. So even when it comes to looking at the bigger picture and focusing on the positive, like this does seem to speak to you having to, it seems like you may have done a lot on your own. The 9 of Wands shows us someone who is standing at the guard by themselves. And you can see from this illustration, they've taken a beating. They've been standing here for a while on their own. But it feels like your inner teen is applauding and admiring the fact that even when you might feel lost because of, being in this particular position for a while, you don't stop. You don't let that keep you from finishing the task. So it feels like they're really admiring your perseverance, the way that you continue to push. Hey, chapter 2, this is Jeida from the future, and the word that I was searching for and couldn't seem to find during your reading was boundaries. Your inner teen is so proud of you and admires you for the boundaries that you are holding and the ways in which you are using that to protect yourself and to protect those you love. All right, back to the reading. What's beautiful is the 4 of Wands is also here. It feels like they're really happy with your home life. It honestly feels like you have like work-life harmony here. Like they are happy with the way that you handle your business. In other words, you handle your business and you also make time for yourself. This 9 of Wands, like they have definitely taken a beating, but they are still standing. They are still there to defend others. They're at their post. They're dependable and trustworthy. And that like feels really good to your inner teen. Because maybe they didn't have someone like you now who they could depend on, who would go to bat for them, who would protect them. And so they see you, they admire that you are a protector, that you are someone who will not back down easily. And then also with the 4 of Wands, it just feels like they think you're a lot of fun. They admire that you have made like you have accomplished many things. That your home life is balanced, that things feel good when it comes to home, and not just like a physical home, but also the folks that you have made home with. Who are the people who feel like home? Who are the people who are surrounding you? It feels like they are happy about your relationships. And it also feels like they like the way that you protect your peace. And the thing too about the 9 of Wands, when I'm thinking about these other 2 cards about focusing on the positive, the 9 of Wands is someone who has been standing in this particular position for a while. and they're the only one. We don't see anybody else in this card. And so you may be used to taking a beating, or you may be used to being the dependable one. It may not even have been because you wanted to, but because you had to. And so sometimes we become jaded and feel as though this is how it's always going to be now. I'm always going to have to stand here and be in this place. And they're saying no. Um, Focus on the positive. The positive is, yes, you may have been in this place for a while, but you're going to come to a place where you've almost reached your goal. It's almost time for you to put down all of these wands, to put down all of this responsibility. You've almost reached this place of like where you can go and celebrate with the ones who love you. You've almost reached this place of celebration where it feels like, okay, like I've been putting in the work and now it's time to celebrate. Like you're right there. So rather than staying in this place of the Nine of Wands, where usually you're getting tired, you're getting to a point where you just kind of been doing the same thing over and over. They're wanting you to focus on the Four of Wands, and they admire that you have people who want to celebrate you, that you have community, that you have reasons to celebrate, because maybe your inner teen didn't know that they would, and you do, and they're excited about it. Let's look at your love notes from them. Ooh, Ten of Pentacles, the Lovers, wow, Nine of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles, yes. Your inner teen, their love note to you is that, like I said something about when I was saying you're closer than you know, like they're excited about your home life. They see stability in you. They also see, with the Lovers, they see community and they see choice. And so their love note to you is like, oh my gosh, like, yes, you may have fought for this a long time, but look at the harvest. You stood in the gap for a long time, and now is the time for other people to stand in the gap for you. You have the Ten of Pentacles and the Lovers. What's gorgeous here is that you have the Lovers, which speaks about, our agency and our choice, determining what is good for our best and highest self. And the Nine of Pentacles is you. You have two nines on the table, chapter 2. The nine speaking about you coming into that completion. So I said that you all were building towards something, but the Nine of Pentacles is showing that you're about to see the harvest, or you're seeing the harvest. You've invested in people. You've been, like I said, defending others, coming to other people's aid. And it's showing in the folks who are around you. It's showing in the way that people are wanting to give back and sow back into you because you have sown into them. And as you do that, it's like new opportunities come for you to progress and to move forward, for you to learn new things, for you to go to new places. Like I said, your inner teen is excited because you have much to celebrate, and you have people who want to celebrate with you. I love the Ten of Pentacles because not only does it speak about our money being right, but it speaks about like having people to share that wealth with, having the stable community, people who don't leave, people who won't allow you to stay in that position by yourself. You'll be able to go home and tend to your wounds and tend to yourself, and there will be somebody there to stand in the gap for you. That's beautiful. What I'm getting here too is, I said something about, these cards, the Nine of Wands and the Four of Wands also makes me think about work-life balance. Like, what it takes to do your job, to do whatever it is you do for work, right? And you also know how to have a good time, how to unwind. And so what I'm seeing here is we're talking about the Lovers and like being in community with other people and having choice. So the thing about the Ten of Pentacles, I said there's, these are people who won't leave. That doesn't mean that you have to stay in the same house. It means that wherever you go, they will still be there to hold you down and to hold you up. And so the Nine of Pentacles is someone who's pretty independent. And is followed by the Page of Pentacles. This is someone who's moving this way. So that means that wherever you're going, your inner teen is wanting you to know you're supported. So whatever it is that you want to pursue, whatever it is that you want to explore, whatever job opportunities or learning opportunities or anything that's coming your way, they're saying feel empowered to move forward because you have the backing of your family, chosen or of origin, of your ancestors, your guides, and also your inner team is supporting you and cheering you on to say, oh yeah, you have proven that the work that you put in brings a good harvest. And now take that and feel free to pursue what's calling to you. That's beautiful, chapter 2. Let's see, what lessons does your inner child want you to take from them or even to integrate from them? What are the lessons from your inner child, inner teen? We have the King of Pentacles and the Empress. Wow. Royalty. Your inner teen wants you to remember the qualities of the King of Pentacles and the Empress, meaning you are creative, meaning that you are a giver, you are generous, you have attractive energy, meaning that you have places to go, you are grounded, you are so creative and full of ideas. And there's so many places that you want to go and explore. And so they're just reminding you like what's possible with the Empress. And they're reminding you of who you are as the King of Pentacles. So many pentacles on the table. So many messages about your resources and your time and your energy. You are the King of Pentacles who gets to choose where you invest your time, your energy, your treasures. And you are seated in your power as the Empress. Someone who births beautiful dreams and ideas. Someone who tends to their wounds like a mother would. Someone who's compassionate and brave. That is who you are. That is who you are, chapter 2. So I want to close with a final message from your inner teen. See what their final message is for you. Ooh. Well, that one just wanted to journey. Ooh. All right, chapter 2s. If there's a place you want to go, if there is a job you want to take, if there's an opportunity that's been knocking at your door and you have been, like I said at the beginning, frozen in fear because you're trying to figure out all of the details, you're trying to figure out like exactly how it's going to work out, your inner teen is saying that you're supposed to go on that journey. You're supposed to take a chance on yourself. Sometimes worrying about the details gets in the way of your progress. But you have done the work. And you are supported by many people and spirits. So this opportunity that you have knocking at your door, they're saying, focus on the positive. Look at how far you've come. You've been beat up before. You've had to hold it down by yourself. Maybe for others. But it's you season. It's time. And so if this is a learning opportunity, go and learn. If this is a creating opportunity, go and create. If this is a new job, apply for it. If it's an internship, feel empowered to go for it if it's what is aligned to you. But your inner teen wants you to know that it's a journey. It's not about a particular destination. What do you need to learn about yourself? Or rather, what do you need to remember about yourself as you go on this journey? What lessons can be integrated now so that you can truly see you were made to do beautiful things? You are both the King of Pentacles and the Empress. And your inner teen wants you to never forget that. All right, my chapter twos. I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching this reading, and I will see you next time. Hello, my chapter threes. Welcome to your Love Notes from Your Inner Teen reading. I'm so excited. So, we're going to start with your Oracle cards, which is going to be some general love notes from your inner teen. And then we're going to ask your inner teen some questions. One is what they admire about you. Then we're going to get deeper into some of those love notes and the messages that they have for you now. And then we are going to look at some lessons that you can take from your inner child, from your inner teen. And if that sounds good to you, we're going to get started. Okay. We have it's time to take action and go deeper. Ooh. This feels like your inner teen is saying that it's time to do some investigation work. Investigating the truth of the matter. Whatever it is that is like weighing heavily on your mind and on your heart right now, it feels like your inner teen is saying to be curious about that. And as you do that work, trusting yourself enough to make the necessary steps to move forward. It's interesting that both of your cards are new moon cards, and we know that the new moon phase is the dark moon. And so the dark moon is the time that we plant our seeds, that we set our intentions. We do things under the cover of night undetected. And so it feels like they are saying that this is a time for you to get really quiet and spend some time with yourself and with your spirit, to make some silent moves forward. It feels like they're wanting you to take some calculated and guided steps forward. And what I'm seeing is like a staircase that's descending. And so it feels like as you take these steps forward, they're actually going to go deeper into who you are. Like you're going into the depths, chapter 3. For some of you, it's deeper into your studies. For others, deeper into your spirituality. Some of you are doing some deep shadow work. But it feels like the further you go along in your journey, you're going to actually go deeper into this chasm of knowledge and understanding. And your inner child, your inner teen rather, is encouraging this. That's really cool. All right, so let's see. Now we're going to ask your inner teen what they admire about you. We're going to get like 2 cards for that, and then we're going to look at what your inner teen, what their general like love notes are for you. What I'm also hearing too is your inner teen is saying like ask questions. Like don't just take someone else's word for it. Before you make a move, like don't just take their word for it. Ask questions and be curious. Like don't just trust the first thing you hear from someone else. Like what do you feel in your spirit? That's also what's coming through. This one? Okay. And let's see. Let's get 4 cards for what they want to, what their love note is for you. This one, and this one. Okay. So the first 2 cards would be what they admire about you. Oh, we have the Tower reversed and the Hierophant. Ooh. Your inner teen admires with the Tower reversed. Ooh. They see you as a leader. They admire you as someone who so this, for this particular group, you don't have problems with like making changes in your life. You seem like one who gets ahead of things. You definitely seem like someone who will make decisions quickly. And I understand now the message of going deeper, not trusting, not making changes just because someone else says to, not making changes because others are doing it too. Your inner teen is saying, make the change because it's what you feel is going to help you grow and to give you your desired outcome. But with the tower in reverse, like this is speaking about you having that, like the fearlessness, the bravery to make a change. You would rather take, like, deconstruct something before you let the foundation fall on you or you let the structure fall on you. Like you are not afraid to get down into the nitty gritty and make those changes. And you're coming across as a leader, the Hierophant here. Mm. For some of you in this group, your inner teen, this feels like this might be some dealing, you may have dealt with some religious trauma. With the Hierophant here and the Tower reversed, especially since I use the word deconstruct, it feels like some of you, your inner teen is proud and admiring the fact that you're deconstructing your faith, that you are moving on to new traditions, that you are reclaiming maybe old traditions. And you may be the first in your family or in your line to do this in a while. Like I said, you're a leader. Or maybe you're the first within your immediate family to challenge things. But you are certainly someone who you've been in a burning house before. And so you know the signs. And so now, rather than allowing the building to fall on you, your inner teen is saying, shout out to you because now, because of what you've already experienced, you know how to get out of the burning house. And the Hierophant is a leader. So that means that you're someone who also will try to sound the alarm so other people know it's not safe here. We have to get out. There's a different way. Wow, that's beautiful. Chapter 3. Your inner teen is happy to see you in leadership because it feels like you didn't always have a voice that was heard or acknowledged. But now they see you speaking and people listening. And it's not that you never had anything important to say, it's that others wanted to silence you. Others felt your power, even as a teenager, and didn't know what to do with it. They feared you. But now your inner teen is proud because they see you standing in your power. And they see you doing your best to liberate others from what has tried to destroy you in the past. Wow, chapter 3. Let's see what other love notes your inner teen has for you. Knight of Wands, the Fool. I told you, doing something brand new. Two of Wands, Eight of Cups. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Chapter 3. The love note is simply this. You chart your own path. You chart your own path. And it is totally okay for you to go in a different direction when it feels right for you. It just feels like this one doesn't even feel like guidance. I just feel like this is just like a round of applause for you. Because the Knight of Wands is someone who absolutely takes action. So this feels like like pointing back to this, your oracle card about taking action. But the Knight of Wands is going to move forward with passion. With passion. And you're doing it in a new way. You're doing it in a brand new way with the Fool. You're looking at what else is possible now. That you don't have to do things the way that they were before. And as soon as you take that leap of faith and betting on yourself and going into the deeper things, like you're now seeing that worlds are opening up for you with the Two of Wands. Worlds are opening up and you see now, okay, once I trust myself enough to go deeper, then I can take this leap of faith and then the world is opening up to me and now I see what I can do. I also see the truth of what's out there. The Two of Wands also asks for us to get a plan, to get our house in order. And then look at the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is someone who is walking away, changing course. So when I was speaking earlier about investigation, this Two of Wands kind of feels like that need to investigate a little further. Because even as you are taking a chance on yourself and taking this leap of faith, what's going to be necessary is to ensure that the information that you're taking in is not just hearsay, that you're not taking someone else's word for it, but that you're actually letting yourself be your own sacred text. Using yourself and your lived experience as reference. Going deeper into who you are. Going deeper into why you are. I'm going to get a clarifier for this Eight of Cups. Because it feels like as you do some investigation work, you are changing direction again. This one. Ooh. The Magician. The Magician. Beautiful. As you're doing that investigation and that planning and being curious about what is out there for you, it feels like very quickly, chapter 3, you're determining that the rules that you have been following, the dreams that you had may not have been your own dreams. They may have been someone else's for you. They may have been somebody else's rules. You realize that maybe the beliefs that you held dear were handed to you. You may realize there may have been some indoctrination. This feels like a very spiritual pile, if you haven't picked up on that by now. But when you leave, when you change course to determine, okay, what does my voice sound like? When I start pulling the bricks away, what does that sound like? What kind of leader am I going to be? You step into your power as the magician. As the magician. You start to learn about how to use your will, your wisdom, your weapons, your wonder. All of these things are encompassed in the magician. You believe in yourself again. You trust yourself again. That is what happens when you take some action. By taking a leap of faith and betting on yourself, investigating the things that are inside of you, the things that exist inside of you. And then you may find, okay, yeah, this particular portion of the journey, that's not mine. I don't need to investigate. I don't have to go past this point. I can actually go someplace else now. I can actually practice something else now. And doing that, determining what needs your attention and what doesn't, is how you meet yourself as the magician. Wow, chapter 3. So now I want to ask, what lessons, what are the lessons, or what does your inner team want you to remember on your journey ahead? Right now. Okay. We have the Eight of Swords and the King of Wands. Yeah. Don't let anybody get in the way of your growth. Don't let anybody get in the way of your growth. Don't let anyone talk you out of who you are. Don't let anyone talk you out of your birthright. You are the King of Wands. You are so creative. You think outside the box. You are full of passion. And like I said, a leader. You were not meant to fit in anybody's box. You were meant to break out of any ivory tower that exists. You don't need anyone to save you. You can save yourself, chapter 3. You can save yourself. These ropes are loose. You can get yourself out. You can remove the blindfold. You can remove the conditioning. You can work with a professional to help yourself come out of any trauma. Like I said, this feels like a lot of religious trauma in this group. And your inner team wants you to remember your own power and how much you can actually accomplish when you remember exactly who you are. You are the magician. All right, my chapter 3s, we're going to look at one last message from your inner team. What's one final word they have for you? Which one? Okay, this one. 2 worlds. 2 worlds. This is beautiful. You know why? Because it's just like the magician. As above, so below. What happens in the heavenlies is also mirrored in the earthly realm. And you, as the magician, you have the power to see beyond what's here now. And to use that wisdom, that wonder, those weapons, that conjure, the will to make impossible things happen in your life. So I already say that your inner team sees you as the magician and as a leader. And so standing in that power is how you integrate what already exists in other realms. You're already a king of wands in other realms. You're already a leader. Believing that, acting upon that is how you integrate these timelines. 2 worlds existing at the same time. Because at the same time that you may have been dealing with some of these hardships as a teenager, you are also being initiated as a leader. At the same time. And as you heal from these things, you are also preparing yourself to help others on their journeys at the same time. And that is beautiful. I think it helps us remember that we're not alone. And also remembering that we have unseen ancestral support who have been with us for a long time and will continue to be with us. All right, my chapter 3s. I sincerely hope that that was helpful for you. I thank you so much for watching this reading and coming back to see me on Storytelling Tarot. We'll see you next time.